I continue to grow and develop through that time. And we talked about the training in Mexico. He's continued to do his thing through live events. We're both pursuing the next step and the next goal. And it wasn't until I saw Strife post and talk about confirming his position in the 2015 Harley race camp in Troy, Missouri, that it rang a bell for me. It was like, okay, well, whoa, like first of all, I didn't know that this was taking place at this time of year. I didn't know, and it was like he totally introduced me to the idea of that taking place that year, and he was the first person I reached out to because he was the one that introduced it to the public space for me. And so once I talked to him, he instantly got back to me with like the logistics and how much it was and what if I wanted to come out there, this is how we could work it out, and I could ride with him, and we could share a hotel room, and da, 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 da. And next thing you know, it was like boom, it's done. And so next thing I know, I'm on a flight out to Omaha, Nebraska, and again, just like every other time I interact with him working on his events, he's right there at the airport to pick me up, and him and his girlfriend at the time are hospitable, and they're and we hit a couple local live events before we do the camp, and it was just man such a blast. And we get down to Missouri. It was probably like a handful of hours drive down there, and we just chop it up, man. It had been about a year since we had been face to face interacting, but we picked up like it was nothing, man, because it was just that's the relationship that we have, and that's just it was how it was, and the ride was great. And I'll tell you what, during that weekend, man, it was such a blast. And just like he promised, man, we split gas. He drove us down there, picked me up from the airport. We shared a hotel room, and we were sharing meals and giving advice, and just recovering together and training together. And he was my partner during the entire camp. So when it was an opportunity for okay, two wrestlers get in there and kind of show your stuff, or you need a sparring partner, or you need a partner for this drill, rather than having to work with a stranger, I got to work with someone that I was inspired by, and someone that I trusted, and someone that I know is a better worker than I am. So again, just another instance of him giving me an opportunity and sticking his neck out for me, and where I could have made him look really bad if I were to mess up during a drill, he had the confidence in me to pursue that and know that I wouldn't, or know that I was professional enough to move through it. And during that week of training, man, I was sick as a freaking dog. You could not get me up out of the bathroom just for long enough to train. And then I would go right back down to I was ill. I must have had the flu, or I was puking the entire time. And so it was just like, man, what a rough go round for me. But being there with Strife, um, he made it easy for me, and like he was super comforting and like helpful. And again, like him being my sparring partner, I'm there like dying, you know what I mean? And he's just like pro all the way through. And we capped the camp off, and it was great. And we did really well, I thought. And it was a good experience for the two of us to be able to work out together, and again to just kind of talk about the business. We had about 10 days together to do that, and again that Harley race camp, it was such a benefit to my career. And again, a lot of that is just largely due in part to the company that I kept, and that was Strife. And so what a blast that camp was. We left at the end of the camp, and we do a live event for Magnum Pro, and like again, this like it's continuing to grow. He's doing this. By the time I'm there now, here in 2015, he's doing his events in like the local like concert theater, like the House of Blues type place. And it was just like, man, like this has grown. I'm so freaking proud, and it was like really cool. And so the Harley race camp takes place on August 24th through the 28th of 2015. Come the 29th, the next day, this Magnum Pro live event takes place. Um, and again, I was so freaking sick that entire week. The rumor that I had heard was that the intended match was Jason Strife versus Ryan Kidd 3. So what would have been the third match in the trilogy didn't take place, and you can blame that on me because I was sick. And the cards were shuffled around, and the deck got changed, and the card got changed, and matches got moved around. And what ended up happening was Ryan Kidd and Jason Strife teamed together for the first time, not with the mass and not with